So we see that for the defense, that do you just put all of it on Jimmy Martin and Shara Wright and say, I don't know what they were doing. I wasn't a part of it. You can't connect me to the gun.
Absolutely. I don't think they have any other choice. They have an uncharged co-conspirator, right, who's going to take the stand and testify, I imagine. And then they have somebody who's already serving time in prison and admitted her involvement in it. I think you have to point the fingers at those two folks. Otherwise, I don't think you have much of a defense. This is an interesting case because everybody's pointing fingers at everyone else, and the jurors are going to have to decide who has the motive here and who has the bias and who's lying when they take the stand. So it's going to be interesting to see who is called as witnesses, because it could really change the dynamic of the case if we have the ex-wife called to the stand in addition to that uncharged co-conspirator, and who blames who for all of this. This whole thing could turn into a dramatic mess.
So, Josh, I'll stay with you for a second. We believe that Martin, Shara Wright's cousin, will take the stand. The question is, will she take the stand? Is there any advantage there? She took a deal. 30 years in prison, I believe. She might be able to be on parole within less than 10 years. I could be wrong about that number. But the truth of the matter is there anything to gain from her taking the stand? Because she's also somebody who said, I never wanted to enter this deal. I never confessed. They bullied me into confessing.
There's an advantage for the prosecution, I think, if she testifies truthfully. And by truthfully, I mean admits the involvement that Turner had and herself. A lot of times when you put a person on the stand who's already serving time, there's the question of whether or not they will be trusted by the jurors. But if you have somebody who hasn't cut a deal, they're getting no immunity from this, they're not getting early release, they really have nothing to lose, they might be one of the most trustworthy witnesses that you put on the stand. So I don't know how the defense will handle that. It really depends on what she says. But I imagine she's going to do what she did before and point the finger at Turner as her co-conspirator in this whole thing and say, hey, I'm just telling the truth because I really have nothing to lose here. I'm already in prison for 30-something years.
And let's just talk about how tough this is for the jury. They're going to be sequestered, and there's going to be court on Saturday and Sunday as well. So not an easy case for this jury.